Guys, and welcome back to Ados the Great YouTube channel. So guys, in today's video we are going to be going over our 2024 Round 1 fixture predictions. I am super excited to jump in and check this out. But before I do, guys, I just want to give a shout out to Rabbits Royalty. As you can see, I'm wearing their hat. They've got hats or caps. They've got shirts. They've got bumper stickers. They've got beer holders, I can't remember, stubby coolers. They got everything, my friends. They've got everything. So go over to their Facebook page or Instagram page, send them an inbox, tell them Ados sent you, and Jeremy will sort you guys out with some amazing deals on shirts, memberships, bumper stickers, you name it. What you want, they'll deliver. They will deliver. They're amazing people, and I swear by them. All right, let's jump into this one though. So, as we all know, around the start of November, we start to see some hints, I guess, of the NRL draw. So what I thought I'd do before it's too late, knowing my luck, I'll drop this video tonight, and then tomorrow or in a couple of days, the draw will already be released. But I doubt it. We haven't really seen too many rumours, so I'm going to get my video out now, and yeah, very excited to see what you guys think. Now, as of late, we haven't seen many blockbuster games for round one. I've gone back and sifted through the last 4 seasons, and there's been a few little blockbuster games, but there really hasn't been too many rivalries played at round one. I guess the NRL are pretty smart with the way they do it. They obviously, they go out and they want to, everybody wants rugby league back. So we're all going to see who's playing round one. We're super hyped. It doesn't matter if it's the bloody Tigers against the Bulldogs. Nobody cares. We just want footy back. And that's sort of what they do. So there's not really going to be any rivalries in this video. I'm just giving you my predictions and as to why and what day. So as you can see, I've already got the Sunday, March 3rd fixtures. These are obviously not my predictions. These are locked in. They're ready to go. So obviously you've got Manly versus South Sydney and the Broncos against the Roosters in Vegas. So that'll be on Sunday, March 3rd. I've heard this is technically going to be round 0, and then we're going to get into round 1, where I'm going to assume there's going to be 5 buys for round 1. But I'm just calling this round 1. So Sunday, March 3rd, Manly take on the Rabbitohs, Broncos take on the Roosters from Vegas. Exciting stuff. We then go to the Thursday night game. Now, there was a few options I could have gone with here. Panthers were one. I thought that they might get it, but I've gone with the Parramatta Eels against the Melbourne Storm. They've developed a little bit of a rivalry, especially since, well, back in like 2009 was like the pinnacle of this rivalry because of the grand final and all that. But, they're starting to develop a little bit more of a rivalry now. And these are two teams that do tend to get a lot of free-to-air games. So I think they will kick off Thursday night footy. I reckon it'll be March 7th. Now, they might go opt with 2 games on the Friday night, but I doubt it. I think we'll see the Eels taking on the Storm Thursday, March 7th. Next up, we've got Friday, March 8th, Friday night football. I think this one will be between the Penrith Panthers and the St. George Illawarra Dragons. Another 2 teams that get a lot of free-to-air games. The Dragons tend to play a little bit more on a Sunday afternoon though, but I generally believe this could be the fixture for Friday night football on Friday, March 8th. So the Panthers coming off yet another grand final victory, and the Dragons coming off a disappointing year. New recruits from both sides. A lot of questions asked. So I think this could be definitely a fixture they go with for round 1. All right, we move on to Super Saturday, and we've got some very interesting fixtures here. We've got one that we've seen a couple of times over the last few years for round 1, and that is the Bulldogs versus the Cowboys. Now, in 2021, these 2 teams met in round 1, and I do believe that they will do that again. Look, I could be completely wrong about it, but I'm pretty confident we see these 2 teams match up for round 1. I think it was either 2022 or 2021 where they both played, and it was like an 8-6 scoreline. And then last season was the Matt Burton field goal that won it for the Dogs. So I think it's definitely not a rivalry here yet, but I definitely think they're building towards some sort of little rivalry, because they tend to be pretty close games for the most part. So yeah, look, I think the Cowboys and Bulldogs could be the 5 p.m. game there on Super Saturday for Saturday, March 9th. And then the Warriors taking on the Sharks, I've got for the 7 p.m. game. I think New Zealand deserve more games over there, and I think they'll kick the season off with a round one game in New Zealand. Now, the reason I've picked the Sharks for this one is both sides don't normally have too many free-to-air games. Neither did the Cowboys or Bulldogs, to be honest. Cowboys have a little bit more, I believe, but I think this will be the Super Saturday roster, to be honest. But yeah, this is basically the Sean Johnson Cup, and I think this is definitely picking up some traction now. This, again, not really a rivalry, but it's two teams that I think a lot of people would have interest in watching, especially because both sides are finals quality teams. Now, the Warriors, obviously, a top 4 side, which the Sharks do not tend to play well against. But I think this is definitely a good first round fixture. Right, to round out the video and close it out, we've got the Sunday ticket, Sunday, March 10th. Some pretty interesting games for the Sunday afternoon. So the 2 p.m. game, I've gone with the Dolphins against the Titans. I definitely think this could be a 2 p.m. fixture on a Sunday. I reckon it'll be either at, I can't remember what it's called, but Redcliffe Oval or KO Stadium, I think it is. Or they could take it to Suncorp. But if it's a Sunday Arvo, I think it'll be at KO Stadium. And this is sort of like, you've got Cowboys versus Broncos. I think this could be the dawn of a new rivalry there with the Titans against the Dolphins. So I think they'll kick off our Sunday ticket. And then finally, the Newcastle Knights against the Canberra Raiders. Two teams that I believe we've seen a fair bit on a Sunday afternoon. So that'll be obviously the 4 o'clock game on the Sunday Arvo. The Knights against the Raiders. Two iconic logos as well. Knights, iconic figures in history and to this day, I guess. And Raiders, same thing, similar to Vikings, both warriors in their own rights, you know what I mean. But yeah, I think that definitely could round out the weekend with these two games. Let me know your picks for for round one fixtures, guys. I'd love to hear from you. Do you agree with my takes? Do you disagree? Now, I know I'm going to get a lot of people coming out saying, mate, it should be the Panthers and Eels. It should be Bulldogs and Tigers. Speaking of, Tigers have the bye in my predictions. It should be the Dragons and Knights. Should be this, should be that, or Dragons and Sharks. Look, I don't think they're going to go with rivalries in round one. They tend to leave that for a bit later. They pull the Cowboys and Broncos from round one. They pull the Roosters and Rabbitohs from round one. There's several teams they've pulled from round one. So I think that we won't see too many rivalries. This is my opinion though, guys. Remember that. It's just my opinion. And it could be definitely wrong. But going back over the last 4 to 5 years, there hasn't really been too many massive rivalries. So I do think that we will go away from that a little bit. But I'd love to hear your opinion, so drop it down below. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Make sure to go and check out Rabbit's Royalty, guys. Amazing bloke over there, Jeremy. Send him a DM, inbox him on Instagram, all that good stuff, or Facebook. You know what I mean. Hit that sub button, leave a like, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Let's go.